We invite you along for the ride. Be warned ahead of time, it's unplanned and unscripted. What you will hear is raw conversation recorded in transit between four strangers driving across the saddle. That stretch of highway that connects the windward to the leeward side of the big island of Hawaii. Four strangers in question are Graham and Veronica of MoshPlayLive. Their companions, none other than guitarist Rob Ramos and drummer Daniel Blume of the band Strung Out. Talking with us like you do with your friends on a road trip. Without our full studio setup and natural road sounds, Veronica manages to capture the imperfect, unscripted audio. Many thanks to Rob and Daniel for allowing us to record the impromptu trip. Now hop in the truck and let's go. The band has a plane to catch. This is Graham, MoshPlayLive.
And I'm Veronica. Thank you for playing along.
Join the cult of Grub, MoshPlayLive.com.
So, can I get you guys' thoughts on your Hawaiian tour now? It's all wrapped up. Got 4 or 5 days out here now.
What happened so fast? What do you got to say, Dan?
Well, this place is incredible. First of all, beautiful. I feel really happy to be here. The shows were fun. I think the fans are super into it. They weren't full or anything, but I think everyone that was there was stoked to be there and sing with us. Just, watch us play songs. It was definitely an amazing experience to be in all islands and check out some places. Well, we had the time to. Always fun to play shows, and stoked we got to come here.
Can't wait to come back. Definitely a unique place that we don't get to go off. We love Hawaii.
We want to show off when bands come here, got all sorts of stuff off. Swimming with manta rays, do you want to go check out volcanoes? Do you want to...
Well, when I lived in Hawaii, I learned how to surf. And I still surf. It's been a long time now, but I still want to surf again. And when I learned in Hawaii and was surfing every day, I got pretty decent, knew how to do what I needed to do and carve and stuff like that. And when I got home, moved back to California, I tried to carry that into that, and it just wasn't the same. It's just like, I'd go with my friends that were surfers, and we'd go there, and we'd be like, the water's freezing, for one. It sucks. Then you gotta wear wetsuits. I don't like wearing a wetsuit. Also, the waves weren't as great, and the water's not as clear, and you got a lot of places we go, there'd be a lot of kelp beds. That just wasn't the same as like surfing in Hawaii. And that's something I want to do again. Mellow-sized waves, like she can get up and just
already hit the North Shore.
Maneuver. Mellow-sized 30-foot waves.
2 to 3 foot. So yeah, I had a great time.
What would you tell what our bands are considering coming out here, kind of better and back?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a unique experience to come out, play with some cool people that appreciate the music and just enjoy the scenery, the sights, and the ocean and the beach, and take advantage of just being here.
So memory takes over.
Wow.
So it's like I can't recite any of the lyrics I really say, maybe a couple words, and I'm lost already because there's a muscle memory thing that happens. It takes over. And that's what we rely on.
100%.
Like we haven't, before this other show, we haven't played together since what, October 6th?
Mm-hmm.
We didn't even rehearse.
Nothing?
No, we couldn't. I mean, we could have, I guess, but our drummer lives in Vegas, our bass player lives in Denver, our singer lives in Ventura, I live in LA. It's not, but we know, and it did work out fine. Like,
it was fun.
We've been touring a lot this year,
but we
haven't played since October 5th. And I didn't even I didn't rehearse anything myself, Daniel. Nothing. Drummer-wise, different. Drumming's more demanding physically. Mm-hmm. So it's like, he did more, but me, I just got up there and everything comes.
Practicing at home is completely different.
We just finished the last tour, like this last week. That's how, it kind of comes back to you.
It felt just like yesterday, like first show.
It really did, for sure.
Any songs you guys get tired of playing?
That's another fortunate thing, because I'm in a band that I like too, so it's like, there's not really a song that I'm like, man, I don't want to play that one again. I'm really stoked on all our songs forever. Cool. Yeah, it is.
How do you guys feel like touring their stuff with Ethan over there?
Well, they do mix it up a lot of genres together. So we played festivals, we played Cure, and some with Slayer, and then some with, all of a sudden we're playing with Page and Plant, Jimmy Page and Robert Plant. Just so mixed up of music styles, and everyone is accepting of all the music. So it's like just more, everyone's just more open to different styles being together, That's the main thing I notice about festivals. Like we could play a strictly hardcore metal festival, and we'll be on it, and we'll have a good, pretty good, everybody has good response, everyone's into it. So, and then the lineups are usually like better bands, but they end up being like these long 3-4 day weekends of camping, most of them in the mud, and those kinds of conditions. And they're just more susceptible to doing that, like than in the States. People aren't into that kind of stuff as much, living in the, kind of tent kind of vibe. So it's pretty cool, though. I mean, it's definitely something that's different than America.
You went to Wacken over there in 2022.
Where's that?
Over to Bloodstone.
Where was that first one you said? What city? What country?
Germany. In Germany, it was 80,000 people for 4 straight days.
Wow.
And I was just blown away by everything. you've been all over the place, so different crowds, different areas are all everything's different. Something about Germany, when they crowd surf, they don't you sort of crowd surf. They like literally carry like this highway of human beings, and they walk you up to the stage and just dump you off right away.
You get to Japan. Japan is like the most quiet. Have you ever heard like how quiet these fans are at shows?
I've heard about it through, believe it or not, pro wrestling. The Japanese crowds are really quiet. I don't like to applaud till
like we're literally playing in the middle of a set, and the song stops, and it's just you can hear a pin drop. They're just like they want to hear like every word you say, so they're just really like just being respectful, and that's I think where it stems from. I think they just think it's respectful to not make noise while the band's on stage. But then the band's playing, and they like to chant, like everyone, right? So it's like sometimes it's louder than the music.
I bet that's fully.
It is really cool. Yeah. Yeah. So it's a different technique they have over there.
So do they get up and do the dancing or the pits or anything, or is it more of a?
They have really good pits and stuff, but I guess they do that kind of stuff, stage dive and stuff like that. But it's just in a different way. Like they all have like their own ways of doing everything. Like a big seller of merchandise over there is these towels, and there's like a skinny like towel that they can like buy from the band, like in the crowd, like wiping themselves down while they're in the show. It's like a thing that they do. Like they just look different. They're really professional. Really, like I can only explain like the professionalism in Japan is like nowhere else. Like it's insane to think like everything they do is just like top notch, so professional to a point where you're like at the end of the show and then they're vacuuming the stage, like you ever see anybody vacuuming the stage afterwards, and then they're taking apart the drums and they're vacuuming in the drums, like just trying to clean everything, like in such an obsessive, big professional way, like to the most of their ability. They're not afraid to work, that's for sure. They're just like there to do the best job they can do, no matter what it is. It's like they're just really like the professionalism. I can't even say it. It's the most highest I've ever seen anywhere.
So you probably played with local bands.
Yes.
In Japan.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
What's that like?
That's amazing. Like one of the biggest bands in Japan, there's a punk band called High Standard. Them.
I have not.
They're in America. They're on the same label as us, Fat Records. But and so they're not really well known outside of Japan. But in Japan, they sell out like 30,000 people every night they play. Right? You get outside of Japan, maybe some other Asian countries they do well, but the States, like they won't draw anybody, 10 people if that. I don't even know. It could be anything. But we got to tour with them before they were big, with that band RKL I was telling you about, Rich Kids and LSD. They were the opening band, and that was when we first met them. They weren't that big yet. They're still the opening band. Come to a few years later, they blew up. Like it just took over, and they just like next time we went over there, they were headlining. We were opening for them. We were driving in taxis at the end of the show, at the end of the show down the street, and fans chasing it like we're the Beatles or something, and we're like, whoa! It was weird, yeah. But they just ended up blowing up even bigger than that, and now they're just like a gigantic. Like any festivals they do of like 100,000 people, they're usually the headliner. Anybody that's coming like Marilyn Manson or all these big bands, they're always playing under them at these festivals in Japan. That's how big they are. So they're really cool guys to like get to know, and they just like figured out a way to make it, like they're like the Blink-182 of Japan, It's cool.
Do you have sort of on the opposite side? You have a country that's been so chaotic besides Ohio that you would like to share with us there?
We went to South America for our first time. We went to places like Venezuela, Caracas, and it was pretty wild. It was pretty poor country, and it was interesting just to go. And we had some experiences there with some good, some bad. But we made some really good couple of lifelong friends there. Out of all of South America, we went all over South America, but that place was like pretty gnarly. Like just being around the ghettos and the mountains, and like seeing it at night, going, "What's the ghetto?" Looking at the whole mountain covered with the light bulb that everybody has the same light bulb because that's the light bulb that they give them. You know what I mean? The whole mountain's covered with that light bulb just everywhere. Everyone has that same household light bulb that's just probably just hanging somewhere. That's what the government gives them. They're just living in the mountains. It's like, shacks. And it's pretty wild. They tell us like if we were to walk in there, we'd probably be killed. We probably
would be coming out.
Yeah. That was interesting. But our drummer right here, Daniel, he's our drummer of Strung Out. He's from Brazil, so he's from South America.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, by the way.
He now is an American citizen. That's now, right?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
We're very proud of them. You got any stories to share over Brazil or South America?
Oh yeah, the punk rock scene in Brazil is huge, for sure. Like people now that know that I'm in the band now always message me, hey, when are you guys coming over to Brazil? And in South America in general, everywhere. People are super stoked. There's a lot of energy. Those shows are crazy. Like people, they make plans and they get in a van together and travel like long distances just to go see the band. It's pretty awesome for sure.
So it was just like looking at all this lava rock. You see this, Daniel?
Oh yeah, look at this.
Like both sides, just like lava. Is that what it is?
This is a unique area.
It's like we're on the moon right now. But also when you said it's like back then when this erupted, how hard would it be to get rid of all this? It would be insane. The technology and the things then. It's like, but now it's just like it's part of the history, so right?
It is actually building on this.
It's very unique looking to this place.
That's amazing.
Beautiful. So who was your first show? I'm curious. I love asking that.
My first show was Kiss.
Nice. What year was that?
It was like when they were doing Kiss Meets the Phantom in LA, and they played a show at this place called Magic Mountain in the parking lot.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
It's a famous classic show. My second show? Well, I've seen a lot of early shows. Like I saw bands like my sister used to take their shows to see like Bon Jovi and shit. And those are really cool. I'm a Bon Jovi fan. I don't really care what anybody says. I love Bon Jovi. Like all the fucking early stuff. I love it. And then I see bands like, I even got to see David Lee Roth when he did his solo thing, like right when he left.
I saw that tour. Yep.
Peterman Smile tour. I saw that tour. But when I saw Iron Maiden in Hawaii in '83 or '84 or whatever it was, Rat was the opening band.
Oh, cool.
So what I do remember, and I have a really good memory of remembering the show and the vibe and the sound. And they had a terrible sound thing happening during their set. They must have been like, okay, I bet you they didn't have much stuff. It was all about Iron Maiden, of course, then. And Rat comes on, it's just like a lot of feedback and a lot of just like not clean sound. And I just remember being like, oh man, this sucks, you know? Of course, Iron Maiden comes on, it's just fucking amazing. Like, they probably didn't give Rat much time to, like, you know, get their sound up. And then me knowing what it's like being in a band, maybe they didn't have their own sound guy or something that was able to do the show or did the show, or maybe they had a new sound and didn't know him that well. There's always these things that could happen, you know?
Mine was Def Leppard, Tesla. It was the 80s, 87, that was Hysteria came out. And actually, I was not a Def Leppard fan. I was more of a Tesla guy, so I wanted to see Tesla. So, they put on a cool show, and I learned the importance of the earplugs for concerts after that night.
You know what's funny about me is I've only worn a set of earplugs maybe 2 or 3 times throughout my whole career, and I can't do it. Sound good to me at all. And luckily, I'm not as bad at hard of hearing as I probably should be. Like I should be deaf. And the only thing I can say is I feel like if people have different stuff in their, you know, hair and they call them filters in your ear that protect your ears. I must have, you know, natural protection somehow because I feel like I'm still really good hearing. I work in the movie industry where we're always wearing a headset, and I hear everybody clearly. And I'm always saying, "Hey, do I ever feel like I'm hard of hearing?" You know, and everyone's like, "No, oh, you know." It's like, so I feel like I should, you know, I got pretty lucky so far.
Yeah, I do.
But I hate the way it sounds putting earplugs. The couple times that I've done it, I put it in, I start playing, and if it doesn't sound good to me, it sucks.
Right.
So it's like, and I've gotten some like more expensive earplugs that say that it doesn't change the sound, just brings the level down. It doesn't do that to me. I don't believe that. You're putting something in your ear, it's going to change the sound, the brightness and the sound of your guitar. It's not going to sound the same. And it sucks to say, but I want it to sound good, or it's like I don't even want to do it. Like I don't want to be up there faking it that it sounds. You know, I want it to feel. I want to feel it. I want it to sound good to me. It's like that's the whole reason I do this, because that's the vibe. That's the thing that gets me into it. And when I put those earplugs in, it doesn't sound good anymore. And I hate to say it, but that's the choice I made a long time ago to not wear earplugs. You know,
doing this for a very long time. You know, a younger man, you know, young and angry. You know, don't have music. You know, a little bit older. You know. 4 days behind and ahead, as they say. You know, how does that affect music and stuff, or your writing?
Well, that's interesting that you say that, because it does. I mean, we were different people then. We were young and full of energy, and all we cared about then was playing the fastest we could play. Like, this needs to be faster, come on, faster. So our earlier stuff was, you know, was created really fast. And like, that's what we were trying to make, the fastest music. We love fast music and trying to make it work for our style and building on the style. And then I think 4 records in is when we started taking a turn of different styles of music. Like we got a little more metal influence, and we were all from a metal background. Everyone that's in Strung Out had a metal background.
I grew up playing like Randy Rose, Eddie Van Halen, like all the stuff that I loved, Metallica, Slayer. And then when I heard Bad Religions, when I go, wow, I want to do that now. And I never had like my own metal band. I was just the only. I had another punk band before Strung Out. That was like a party band in my local town. It was punk rock. That was the first time I played in a punk rock band. Yeah, over the years it just kind of evolved, and then when you grow and you get older, like you say, and things just come out differently. And basically, we've always just been a band that just does whatever comes out. It's always been about just like, what do you got? I got this. Like that. But we don't like that. It's just what comes out of us at the time of our life. And our latest record came out in April, and yes, it is different than most of our earlier stuff.
Metal too much to it.
It's more metal, more rock. It's more easy listening. There's not too much fast killing in songs. But that's what came out of us. And to me, I love the songs, and I'm still 100% into doing what we're doing. But there's some fans that just want to hear the early fast stuff, and it's just the way it's always going to be. We have generally like 3 different writers that write music in the band. So we've always had 3 different types of styles of writing musically. And then our singer would write all the lyrics and melody. Sometimes I'll write some melody that'll kind of like contribute to a song I wrote. For the most part, 95% of music, lyrics and melody are written by the singer, but no music. So we're different than a lot of bands where some guys like No Effects, the singer writes everything. I'm talking everything. He writes every part of every song, every lyric to every song. Our band has always been a collaborative kind of thing. But the music's coming out of us now. It's definitely like where we're at in our lives.
Try a little bit of I like the there was one on streaming things. So it was back around '98. It's like okay, then 2002 it was like changed up a little bit. But I really did like the evolution because some bands do sound all the same, but hearing like you say, whatever comes out. I really appreciate it. So,
of course, we could say our most popular record is. It's called Suburban Teenage Wasteland Blues. It's the most selling record, probably our most popular record from the fans, right? We could have said, oh, let's write a record like that again.
Yeah.
But we're not those people that want to, just do what we've already done. We're moved on. And we're creative people. We want to do something different. And our band's always been that way. It's always been like, if we like it, that's all that matters. It's naturally coming out. It's very organic. And if we like it, then nobody else does. That's just the way it goes,
Everybody in attendance last night, everybody was digging on it.
We played like maybe 3 new songs from our new record out. The very first song we played was the first song on our first record, on our new record. And, so to me, it's like...
It's a good opening, actually.
I think so, too.
Yes, what do you think about the singing? You're in California, so...
Well, I'm what they call an old fart now, because my view on it's different now. Than people look at our music like being classic rock now, or classic punk rock, whatever you want to call it, right, Daniel?
Yep.
So all these newer bands that are coming out and materializing to me, and I have another band too called Implants. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. If you want to check it out, that I love.
We'll check it out.
And it's guys from different bands. Like everybody from my band, the other band Implants, it's guys from other bands.
Okay.
And we started this band like 12 years ago, just of like music that we all had left over from stuff that your original band didn't use. So now we just put out like our 3rd release just like a month ago, and we have a bunch of stuff up right now. If you want to check it out, video, and some of our music, it's hard to hear what he's actually saying. So these lyric videos are kind of cool to, get to know what the weird words are.
The 4 Cages came out really good.
Yeah, we have, for Strung Out, we have a good couple of those too.
Nice.
We have one. We only have the one, huh? For the new record?
Yeah, Cages.
Oh, Cages.
But it was pretty cool.
So Implants is a band that's newer than we just, from our first record 12 years ago, it was super fast too, and it was different. Then we put out an EP with Implants that was more mellow and cleaner, but then our new record is more, not super fast, but really super hooky and catchy and melodic, but, to me it still feels like a current thing, but I'm not hearing a lot of currentness out of punk bands that are doing something any kind of different. Do you have anything? You have any ideas of songs or bands that are newer that you like? I listen to, I'm all over the map. I listen to country and hip hop, and I listen to everything. I like a good song,
Maybe Tap My Toes or whatever you're gonna do.
I mean, my favorite songs, lifetime killer favorite bands are like bands like Tom Petty and Bruce Springsteen and fucking, of course, Metallica, the early stuff, all that stuff, the earliest stuff, and
they're good songs. I get it.
And that's a band that if you look at a band like my band, they went to another place, and did something good. But you can't deny how big when we first heard that album. We were just like, what the fuck? We've never heard such big production in that kind of music before.
I always ask the band we interviewed this, any Spinal Tap moment where things would like completely haywire?
For sure, like we've been lost backstage, like you would not even imagine. And it's exactly like that.
Really?
Yes. we're playing some places sometimes where like you're in a backstage in a green room somewhere, and then you got to walk down the hallway, and go through that door and that door, and down that hallway, and go this way. And you're like, what the fuck are we? It's happened many times. That's why that joke's such a good joke. Yeah. It's always been like that for every band. Everyone's gone through that.
We've gotten some cool stories off that question. Everybody's like,
yeah, I mean, it's hilarious, you know. I mean, they really, that's, you know, they're making a new one, right? They made a new one.
Yes, I heard.
Yeah, wait to see what that's going to be all about. I love Christopher Guest's work. I love.
Just some stuff just does not get old.
Yeah, I tried showing Danny because Danny had never seen any like the Best in shows.
Yeah,
and, like,
I love that.
Yeah, but it's like if you didn't know them then, and you first watch them now, you probably wouldn't get it as much. I don't know. It's just different.
Just
time.
growing up with it.
Yeah, growing up with it, I guess.
And the beach is way out there.
Yeah, that's the ocean. That's where people go snorkeling and the world famous beaches are all sleeping again.
See the ocean beach out there?
Oh yeah.
This is where it's
The
all
waves out there. They have big waves out there.
It's not the waves, but it's a perfect place to people all the way down snorkel and whatever. Guys, in all seriousness,
Total pleasure.
It's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Total pleasure.
Yes, it was a pleasure to meet you and see you. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much, guys.
Hope you guys have a safe trip back.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Hope you guys decide.
I have much respect. A band's life is not easy. They play a show, and the next thing you know, they're headed to another town, another plane, another car, another adventure. Of the bands that have come to the Big Island, I was really looking forward to seeing Strung Out the most, and it was really cool to see the Hilo Town market so packed for them.
Yeah, it was a great crowd, and just to let you folks know, a week later we were all comparing boo-boos and ouchies from the show, so it was a good time. Peace, love, and mosh pits.